Hi everybody, Dr. Payne here from Dr. Payne Effects, and welcome back to another episode of Functional Analysis. Now, if you're new here, please check out the explainer video to learn more about what functional analyses are, how they relate to behavior analysis, and how they relate to guitar pedals. So on this episode, we're going to be reviewing a real fun pedal in hopefully, I think, unique way. We're going to be looking at the Earthquaker Devices Sunn Life pedal. So now that we've seen the pedal, let's go over the features. Now, the Earthquaker Devices Sunn Life pedal is a combination of three separate pedals. You have the magnitude circuit over here, which acts as a one-knob clean boost, controlled by this knob here. The middle is an octave switch. And pressing that will activate an additional octave above what you're playing. And the octave knob here controls the blend of that. Next, all four of these are controlling this last circuit called amplitude. And amplitude is in and of itself a rat circuit. Pretty darn good one if you ask me. So you have three knobs here. Amplitude, which is your output. You have filter, which is a sweepable high/low pass filter. You get nice and bright over here and nice and dark and muddy over here. And then finally, distortion is, well, distortion. Now, the last thing you have here are three clipping modes. I don't hear that much of a difference between them. Obviously, there's a bit of a difference in their EQ profiles. So we have an op-amp clipping mode, an asymmetrical clipping mode, and a symmetrical if you want that more classic sound. I personally only use the op-amp mode. I just like really fuller sounding distortions, and so that's what we're going to use. Now, one last thing that I have not mentioned, besides the fact that it does have one 9-volt, so running three pedals off of 9-volt definitely saves pedal board space. In and out jacks, of course, but it also has an expression jack which can control the octave and the blend of the octave. So that's pretty cool. One other thing, this is something that Earthquaker has been including more and more in their pedals, is that these switches can act as either momentary or non-momentary fixed, whatever it's called, switches. So if you do a quick click on it, it will activate the effect. If you hold down on it, it will activate the effect as long as you're holding down. Once you let go, the effect will go away. It's really great, particularly for adding quick boosts of sound or quick octave effects. So let's go and hear the demo. Alright, so we are playing through our Fender Montrose solid state. Here is our clean sound through our Jazzmaster that you saw at the beginning of the video. As I mentioned, the magnitude is a clean boost. So let me just show you how that goes. Start it a little bit low. And as you turn it to the right, simulated overdrive. But for the most part, it stays clean all the way up. So it's gonna sound pretty much the same across both amps. Alright, let's next move to the amplitude. The octave doesn't really do much without the amplitude. So amplitude, as I said, is a rat. We're going to keep the sound real low because on the amplitude here because it gets super loud. So here's distortion all the way off. You don't really get anything unless you turn the volume all the way up. But get it about halfway. Not so doomy. It's the rat we all know and love. Of course, as I said, the filter. Go to the right. It's kind of dark. Go to the left. Nice, wide, and open. Now, as we increase the distortion, of course, you start getting into fuzz territory. So here's the fuzz from the single coil, the distortion all the way up. I should note that you do definitely get volume gain as you turn that distortion up, so you can adjust the amplitude knob as you So definitely a little bit muddy coming through the amp. You typically see that with high gain distortion and solid state amps, especially older ones like this. But sounds pretty cool. So let's hear it with the octave engaged. We have the octave turned right about halfway. So here's how it sounds. So you can hear it a little higher in the octave, but as I mentioned, with chords it starts to get really muddy. Especially as you turn that octave all the way up. But if you like that sound, that's cool. But it does sound really good as a lead sound, so... Hit all three at the same time. I'm going to turn the octave down. Ooh, it's loud. So here it is without the boost. Then with the boost. Very cool pedal. So we've got our data for this condition. Let's move over to the tube condition. All right, let's go back. All right, now we are in our tube amp condition. So we're again playing through the Port City Pearl and using the Fender Jazzmaster. So let's hear how the pedal sounds. Again, with the boost, here's the clean sound first. definitely feel like there's a little bit more bass. Alright, let's move over to the amplitude. Again, let's do distortion about halfway. Keep the filter where we like it. I'll do a sweep of it real quick. And amplitude at a sound level that won't destroy our ears. Here we go. Almost sounds like a cool overdrive, but definitely... Turn that distortion all the way up. Here's a filter sweep real quick. Alright, full distortion. Let's go. Octave in. Again, about 12 o'clock. One thing I should note about the octave, I hear this across both, is that if you turn the octave up, you almost get more of a gated response from the guitar, so really just kind of putters out real quick as opposed to paying off. So it definitely cuts into that sustain. I found that throwing my Keeley compressor before it deals with that problem. Just turn the sustain up on that. And it's not much of an issue, but something to note. And it definitely can pull that sustain out of what's a really good rat circuit. So sometimes it doesn't work out so well. Let's turn them all on and see what happens. Here it is again. Woo, ear splitting. I'm going to turn that down. Glad I have headphones on. Octave, of course, makes chords sound terrible. So, final thoughts. I thought that overall the Sunn Life Pedal performed really well across both of our amps. I will say that this magnitude gets really, really frickin' loud, almost a bit too loud, such that when I was playing it through the solid state, it was getting almost too muddy. I was a little worried about what would happen to my speaker in there, because it is a bit older for sure. Overall, it's a rat, a boost, and an octave effect. I think it's hard for any of those to sound wrong across any amp. If you thought one sounded better than the other, though, please comment and let me know what you think. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. Make sure you don't miss any of our videos. We've hopefully going to have a more regular schedule coming up soon. And, of course, please share this video and give us a like. As always, this is Dr. Payne saying, see you later.